Hi, welcome to Coffee Time Doodles. Every video so far, we've been trying something different. A different art style in order to venture out of our comfort zone and improve. In the last video, we went with a traditional digital art style, and today I will challenge myself in painting an anime fan art that could go on a poster. Oh, and did you see in my background we have a new member joining the crew? Meet Espresso-chan! Let's draw Shinobu, the butterfly lady in the anime Demon Slayer. So pick up a hot drink, relax, and enjoy. Okay, this time we are going full weeb. Let's see how I'll do. Wish me luck, ganbatte! I'm not a master, but we're on the journey of becoming a better artist. If you like to draw, I encourage you to draw alongside this video, even though it's a fast time lapse. Personally, I like watching people draw on Twitch or YouTube to get me in the mood to draw myself. It's motivation. In a similar way, I hope that my videos are making some of you in the mood to draw, but I like to think that my videos are not just for artists but also for people who like watching art and geeking about nerdy topics and partake in a conversation. At my current level, I still struggle with art styles. I never know which one to go with, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of you at my level feel the same way. So one week we try a very basic manga art, the next we go for a more realistic digital art style with a very rough brush style like my Dark Souls one. I'm starting to notice a few patterns that come back in my artworks. It seems so far that I love an unpolished look to my art, such as using textured brushes with rough brush strokes that make the artwork look a bit like a sketch, a bit sketchy. In contrast to this, for my Persona 5 artwork, I went with a very detailed polished background and crisp looking anime characters. I'm proud of that artwork, but it was almost too polished for my taste. I feel like a gritty, rough brush work in the background could have given it more style, or at least something close to the style that I want personally. So for this Demon Slayer artwork, I'm trying to give a little more texture to the anime character. Instead of giving it only one crisp tone of shadow like you would see in an anime, this is an illustration, so I should give it more texture, more detail. I also often wonder, should I go full 3D style with removing the outlines, or should I keep them in? These are obviously all style choices, like personal preferences. In this piece, I still want to see some line art, but this time we'll add a little bit more texture and shading to the character. Once I started coloring Shinobu, I quickly realized that I could have done something different to reach the result I wanted much faster. If I started with painting in the light and shadow tones into the textures on the robe, and then used a grayscale to color technique, I would have had an easier time having nice folds and details on the robe. Instead, I went straight to color before applying the shadow tones, so it was a lot messier of a process to add the folds and shadows over a bunch of different colors on the robe. So let's take note for next time. I'm liking the colors on this one. I tried to use some purple tones on her skin color to give the impression that the light is coming from behind her, so her front is in the shade. I ended up adding a bit of lighting accents on her front though, which is counterproductive to what I was going for initially. But come on, it's a poster! I want to somehow make it pop. Give me a break! Okay, enough about the artwork. Let's talk about Demon Slayer. I saw the movie at the cinema recently, so I was inspired to draw some anime fan art for this episode. And design-wise, I really like the butterfly lady Shinobu. Of course, the most popular pick for the fandom and artist is Nezuko-chan, Tanjiro's demon sister that's always hiding in a box to avoid the sunlight. She's really cute and has an interesting design. I could draw her at a later time, but I had a vibe for Shinobu this time. Now about the anime. It's so popular in Japan that the movie at the time of this video has become not only the highest grossing anime movie ever, but it's even the highest grossing movie ever in Japan. That's more than Spirited Away, with ticket sales surpassing 368 million locally, not even including the global sales. What the F? I have to give some credit to the pandemic here. It's the first time we can watch a movie in 2 years, so everybody jumped at it. Japanese news outlets are trying to analyze why Demon Slayer is so popular. They think that it's different from other anime in some ways, like instead of focusing on a little romance between a boy and a girl dragged out over time, it focuses on a story about siblings, a boy trying to save his little sister. They commended the animation quality from the studio with the fight scenes, the pacing of the story, the lovable characters including the enemies. They said that unlike most shonen anime, the main protagonist Tanjiro is not impatient, he's not immature, which is often a flaw that we see in other shonen characters. They learn to be mature over time. They think that this character is a lot more relatable than most shonen protagonists. Tanjiro thinks before he acts, he's caring, and we're all fighting our own demons, I suppose. Some of the life lessons to take from the story are to become more disciplined, seeing the good in people, even in the bad guys, and have empathy towards everyone. Reading about their perception of the story in Japan is really intriguing to me. I don't think that many people in North America would have the same exact reviews on the topic. We're not all exposed to the same media, to the same stories. There are a lot of long-running popular shonen animes in Japan that most people here don't have access to. But we get similar life lessons in different medias and formats. For example, I think that in North America, the most popular form of storytelling is TV series now, TV dramas. We have very few long-running cartoon adventures other than Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Castlevania, although these are actually absolutely high-quality productions. Should I make an Avatar episode? An Avatar fan art? That would be fun! I watched it all last year, I loved it. Okay, so what is my personal review of Demon Slayer? It's so strange because for once I'm not sure what to think. I think I'm supposed to enjoy it more than I did. I feel like I've watched so many anime and American TV series that it's hard to surprise me and make me think that a story is original. What I love the most about Demon Slayer is how it's immediately captivating as we started. It's very raw and easy to follow. The animations are beautiful, the character designs are fantastic. What didn't impress me at first are some of the anime cliches that Demon Slayer did not make an exception for. For example, very exaggerated unidimensional traits in the side characters' personalities. The yellow-haired guy, Zenitsu Agatsuma, is almost incessantly screaming in fear, and for very long scenes of him running around screaming. The boar-head guy, Inosuke, is extremely hot-headed and rams into everything like he has the IQ of a fish. These exaggerated traits are very common in anime, but in an anime that is supposed to be different from other shonen according to Japanese media outlets, I think that there are still a lot of cliches in Demon Slayer. But other than that, I do like it. And don't get me wrong, I do love these characters, Tanjiro's friends. They definitely have their charms, and they have potential. Maybe just tone it down with the exaggerated, unidimensional personality. It's intended for comedic reasons, but as a North American, for some reason, it makes me wish they'd hit the brake faster and show these characters' mature side more often. It's funny because I feel like we haven't seen much of Demon Slayer yet. The anime fans are so quick to become big fans of an anime before we're even past the first season. I feel like we've seen barely anything that the story has to offer. I'd hold my breath when it comes to reviewing an anime because so many shonen anime tend to fall into a trap after 2 seasons. I call it the shonen curse. I think I talked about it already in other videos, but it's when the initial concept that make the story fun and unique are thrown out the window after 1 or 2 seasons, and then the anime just becomes a battle fest of losing, training, overcoming the new stronger enemy until the show is cancelled. Just look how much the anime fandom fell for Tokyo Ghoul until the show fell for The Curse after only 1 season. I fear that the same thing might happen to 7 Deadly Sins. The shonen curse could easily trap Demon Slayer in 1 or 2 seasons, but for now they're showing that they still have a lot of story to expand on. In that regard, they have a bit of a Naruto setting that could let them take their time to reach the destination without overextending the story like Bleach did. In Bleach, they reached the ultimate bad guy, but then they decided on continuing the series, and oh boy, that was a mistake. The same thing happened with Death Note. Should have ended earlier. But Naruto and One Piece were well prepared to keep it going a long time without making anything too awkwardly stretched out. Let's see if Demon Slayer will succeed with that too. They certainly have the potential to. Alright, I think I will close this one here. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, this little artwork, and hearing my thoughts on Demon Slayer. And if you did, please consider subscribing, liking my video, and if you want to keep up with my content, you can find me on Twitter or on my live stream on Twitch. Here are the links. And as always, thanks for watching!